friendly.
I had some help. Josh here has been fabulous.
It's a blessing to be here. It really is.
Our goal in the next 10 years is to have 100 locations across the United States, and we're well on our way to that.
Hey everyone, Aaron Sapirski here from Aaron's Estate Sales. I want to go over with you today the 2021 Estate Sale National Survey that's done with over 1,000 companies. We've been expanding like crazy this past year. We're starting to go into different states as well. We want to offer our clients and customers 2 times more value than any other estate sale company out there. Today we're going to go through this survey and show you how our company compares to the rest of the industry. We're really excited to be relaunching our YouTube channel and bringing you a ton of new content. We're going to be telling you everything, taking you inside, behind the scenes look of the estate sale industry, from the way companies operate to the way we operate to the cool things that you find inside of these homes. Basically what an estate sale is that whenever somebody passes away or downsizes or has a life transition and they need to sell the contents of their home, a company like ours comes in and helps them with that transition. Over the last 10 years, I've built an amazing estate sale company. We have over 50 staff. We're expanding nationwide. Last year alone, I have our stats right here to show you. We have a ton of data to go over in this interview today. And last year we did 364 estate sales, which is an average of 7 per week. I can't wait to bring you guys through the 2021 Estate Sale Industry Survey that estatesales.net conducts every single year. This is not a partnership or anything with estatesales.net, but they're amazing, an amazing company for estate sale companies to use and also to find estate sales. They do a survey every year about estate sales. They ask all the estate sale company owners all their opinions, all their questions, what's happening in their company, and that goes to this 2021 industry survey results. So that's what we're going to go over today. I want to show you guys what inside the estate sale industry, inside our company, because we're growing exponentially. We're going to go, put locations in all 50 states. And if you or someone you know ever needs an estate sale, feel free to send us an email. I'll send you a free copy of our client information packet so that you have the data on how our company operates. I'm going to be showing you and telling you a lot about how our company operates, especially in a video like this one. So thank you guys so much for joining us. This survey, I didn't actually read the front, but it says 1,000 different estate sale companies, 1,098 estate sale companies took the time to do this survey. So this is a broad look across America on everything about estate sale companies. So I forgot I printed it front to back, so we'll start there. So like I said, Aaron's Estate Sales over the last year conducted 364 estate sales. Over the last 10 years, we conducted 1,179 estate sales. And the average that we do right now is 7 to 12 a week. We're looking to expand that. We're going to double that in every area that we go into. The next city that we're looking at going into is Tampa, Florida. We do handle the Detroit metro area right now. And then we'll, obviously, as you'll see through this survey, Texas is a huge market that we're really looking forward to and expanding across America. So, like I said, email me if you or someone you know needs an estate sale. Let's get into the survey. So, out of these 1,000 companies that, and this is actually a good number. 1,000 is a good number because, when we break this down to somebody who is hiring an estate sale company, that's who watches these videos usually, is somebody that's looking to hire an estate sale company. And when you look at these percentages that we're going to go over, you can equate that to, let's say you interview 10 companies in your area. You'll be able to pretty fairly say, hey, these 10 companies that I interview, they match up to these statistics in here because it's out of 1,000. So type of estate sales conducted, 77% of them obviously said they conducted estate sales, 7% said they conducted just auctions, and 17% of companies answered the survey said that they do both. They do both auctions and estate sales. So we're one of those companies, we mainly focus on estate sales. Estate sales are our pride and joy. We do specialized collections. Sometimes we'll get a jewelry collection, or we'll get an antique collection, or a art collection, and we'll do those things at auction to get a worldwide market. So we do worldwide auctions as well, but our main focus is estate sales, which we love, absolutely. This next stat I love, and I don't know how much I'm going to write on the board or not. I'm sure I'll write a lot, but the average estate sale company owner age is 59 years old, and the average estate sale company owner is female. I love this stat. I love that 64% of estate sale company owners out of 1,000, so that's 640 people that answered the survey that are estate sale company owners, 64% that are women, and the average age among all of the responders is 59 years old, which is up from last year, which was 58. So same people still in the business, all of that. Average age 59, average female company owner. That's super powerful and awesome. So we're going to be going through here pretty quick. A few of the things that are important. We're not going to cover everything, but I did take the highlights out of the survey and bring them here. Location of headquarters. Texas always does everything big. Texas has 14.5% of the estate sale market. If you look at this survey, you probably can't see it. Texas has a massive chunk of the estate sale industry. So Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. The estate sales are bigger in Texas. We look forward to coming to Texas. Michigan is 6.3, which is actually a pretty big chunk as well. Florida, same, 6.3. One of my favorite estate sale markets is Chicago, Illinois, 6.5. So right there on par. We find that what happens with estate sales is that people downsize from the north and they go south. But there's still life transitions, obviously, that happen in the south. And Texas is obviously a huge market. Florida has a lot of retirement communities, so a lot of people in my industry, in the estate sale companies, think that, they sell their good stuff and then they move to Florida. But it's actually, they take all their good stuff and they sell what they don't want anymore. So Florida is a huge, great estate sale market. Also, they buy new things. And one little fact about estate sales is that sometimes a lot of us company owners, we want the packed sale with antiques, we want the collectibles, we want the cool art, things like that from the 50s and 60s. But the truth is that new stuff sells just as well. So if you're thinking about doing like a moving sale, or you're downsizing or moving to a different state or moving across country, we definitely want to help you with your estate sale. Newer things almost sell better than older things, obviously. There's a bigger market for newer things. You can see that if you just go to the mall on a Saturday. It's packed, yeah. So average years of operation we've been in business now for 10 years. And the average, 15 years. 15 years estate sale average of how long has your company been conducting estate sales. 15 years is the magic number of years a company has been conducting estate sales, and this stayed consistent over the past 5 years of surveys. So you got people, the range goes, but 10 years, we're in our 11th year right now, and we love it. We love estate sales, we love helping our clients, so that's super exciting. There's a lot of amazing companies out there. So a lot of cool estate sale companies to shop at and to use for estate sale services, and a lot of them have been doing it for a really long time. We are the largest estate sale company in the nation that's not a franchise. We're not a franchise. We're the largest single-owned estate sale company in the nation, with conducting hundreds and hundreds of estate sales every year, massive staff. We're expanding outwards into other cities. But I will tell you an interesting fact. It was something that I noticed because I also shop at estate sales, is that I found that when I went to a couple of these franchise estate sale companies, the owners were so nice. They have a big investment in making sure that goes right. So shout out to all the franchise estate sale companies out there. If you bought a franchise, to start doing estate sales and help people downsize, help people transition, that's awesome. The average number of sales, like I said, last year we did 364 estate sales. The average company did 32 estate sales a year. So the average person or average company, here's the deal. The estate sale company is considered a cottage industry. And so usually it's mom and pop. Usually it's people that get the chance, like antique dealers or things like that, that have the opportunity to start doing estate sales, and they realize that it's a good deal. And so we are really we've put in a ton of systems, processes, marketing and advertising for our clients to hold successful deals, ton of word of mouth, all of that to build a business. And there is a select number of companies out there, and you'll see that as we go through these surveys, that are really trying to take it to the next level, are really trying to turn this cottage industry into a real industry. And so I applaud all of you estate sale companies that are doing that. But the average is 32 estate sales a year. There's 52 weeks in a year, so that's less than one a week, obviously. And a huge important fact is, this next one, is that only 70% are licensed businesses. So that brings us into the cottage industry, and really where you got to be careful in hiring an estate sale company, because there's different facts that go along with having a licensed business, and also different insurances, different things that are going to protect you as a client if you have people coming into your home. So it's super important to hire a company that is an actual company, because in the estate sale industry, it can go both ways. And a lot of people caution about this. I'm not a doomsayer. I actually, support everyone trying to make it go right in their business and trying to build something great. But the fact is that you want a reputable company to do your estate sale. So let's keep moving here. Boom, boom. I love it. So staff income reporting, and I'll tell you why this is one of the most important parts of this survey. Staff income reporting, 52%. And this is where I was saying earlier that if you have 10 companies come out to your home, just consider 52%, 5 of those companies are going to be reporting their staff's income on 1099s. Now, that wouldn't be a bad thing if they were contractors or things like that had their own insurances, but the fact is that if I have an employee in your home working for me in your home and they're not an employee of mine, and they don't have their own insurance, then that puts both of us in a liability setting that none of us want to be in. So only 19% of companies, 20%, so let's say you talk to 10, 2 of those companies are actually going to have their staff on W-2 as an actual employee, which is important because you can't get workers' comp insurance for your staff unless you actually have, because workers' comp is tied to your payroll. Our workers' comp insurance goes up and down depending on our payroll costs for that previous year. So this is literally one of the most important things while you're hiring a company is, are these people insured? Because insurance, people can get regular insurance, like any business or someone who has an LLC can just get a liability policy. And yes, that will cover your home, and that will cover the customers coming into your home. But our staff are going to be carrying dressers and cabinets and glass cabinets and things out of the basement and throwing away trash and tripping over the stairs and running up and down all over your house. If a staff member were to get hurt or injured, that's a huge problem if they don't have workers' comp insurance for that employee, for our clients. So I always urge that when you're hiring an estate sale company, you make sure you get a copy of their insurance, first of all, and then you make sure that they have a general liability policy, bonding, and also that they have a workers' comp policy on there, which will tell you right off the bat, are their employees set up right? Are these people that are coming into my home covered? Super important, super, super important. People will argue this fact. I'm not to get into the facts of the IRS and all of that craziness and however people want to justify not paying payroll taxes. That's none of my business. I have all my employees on W-2 and they are all paying payroll taxes, and I'm paying payroll taxes because we don't play that, and everyone has workers' comp insurance that comes into our client's home, period. So the next part of the survey, point of sale system use. 50% of us use Square, 30%, actually, let me go back, sorry. One more thing about the staff thing. 28% said, I don't have staff. Just in case you missed those numbers, because I said 52% were 1099, and 19% were W-2, 28% of estate sale companies don't have staff. Now, I guess I get it. I get it. I mean, you can be, a freelance designer or a freelance person, absolutely. And you can hire friends and things to help out. We have, about 50 staff here, 40 to 50 staff at any given time. And everyone's put through a rigorous training program when they get hired on so that our team is there. People hire us to sell their belongings, to actually sell. So we are a sales organization. Aaron's estate sales, this big word that I don't know if I could draw on. Hugely important part of it is the selling portion. So we put people through a rigorous training program so that when we hold an estate sale, our staff is selling. Their income, our staff's income is tied to how much they sell. So our staff are motivated to sell. That's why people hire us. So if somebody doesn't have staff and they're doing the accounting, they're taking the phone calls, they're going on the estate sale appointments, they're setting up the house, they're running the estate sale, they're putting out the ads, they're doing their accounting, I probably already said that. You can see how it starts to get overwhelming. And that's why a lot of people do one sale every few weeks. Like on the survey, the average sale is 38, a year, whatever it was, 32 a year. And just an interesting fact, we have staff that are specialized in every point so that there's one person that's focused on client satisfaction, client services. We have another person that's focused on just maintaining and servicing our staff, our estate sale staff. Do you have what you need at the house? Do you have pricing supplies? Do you have tables? Do you have, here's all the things you'll need, setting that up, getting permits for the houses from the city. There's a lot that goes into having an estate sale. So it's kind of important that you hire someone that has the capability to really deliver the best product to you as the client. So 30% say they do not use a point of sale system. I was in Florida, and same thing, I'm not going to say names, but they just had the cash in their pockets and they're doing the estate sale out of their fanny pack or whatever, and it just depends on the service that you're willing to pay for. In the estate sale industry, you definitely get what you pay for when you hire an estate sale company. And so 30% don't even use a software to track and log income from their clients. 47% as well as we use Square. Square is a great program, super cheap, you can transport it fairly easily. We have probably 15 of the Square registers, the really nice system, so that we can properly track and record all of our clients' items when we're selling things out of their home. 45% not an appraiser. Sorry for my handwriting. So 45% of the companies that you're going to interview for an estate sale, so if you have 10, 4 out of them are not going to be certified appraisers. 30% are going to hire outside appraisal services, and we definitely use outside appraisers when needed on certain items. If we don't know what it is, we'll definitely utilize outside appraisal services. And then only 18% out of all these, 18% actually are certified appraisers. So 18% of companies that you hire, so that's going to be, again, if you interview 10 companies, that's going to be less than 2. People are actually going to have a certified appraiser's license. We're certified appraisers because we have one on staff. It's super important that we're correctly evaluating items. Sometimes you'll see that people say our prices are too high and things like that. We discount throughout the sale, but we always start at a point that's best for our clients. We always start at the highest price we can justify. That's what I say when we're training our staff. We want to price items the highest we can justify per sold in online databases and listings and results. And then from there, we'll work with our customers and get the items sold. But we're always looking in the best interest of our client, and that's why it's crucial to have a certified appraiser on staff. Pricing resources, this right here, and you can find all of these survey results on estatesales.net. My company is called Aaron's Estate Sales. You can find my services on aaronsestatesales.com. And again, if you or someone you know needs to have an estate sale, just send me an email, aaron@aaronsestatesales.com, and I'll send you right over our client information pack, free of charge, and you can look at it on your own time for sure. So pricing resources, 79% of people said they use their experience. Absolutely, experience is crucial. 86% said they use eBay. So eBay and experience, eBay completed listings, and anybody can use eBay. The thing about eBay when you're looking at eBay completed results is it only gives you the past 90 days completed. So when you have thousands and thousands of items in a home, and a lot of these homes are quite old and a lot of these collections, you're not necessarily going to find proper data only looking at the past 90 days completed results for those items. So industry books, 20%, we'll just say 20% said that they use books and research for their pricing, and we have a whole library of books. That's super important. There is a massive amount of data that's not on the internet, that's in industry books about different glassware, about different types of antiques, things like that. And when I first started, over 12 years ago, what I did, the first time I found something, the first book I ever bought was a purse book. And because I had found these antique purses. And I was studying underneath an antique dealer, and he was like, you should buy the book on that item, on those chain beaded purses. And I was like, okay. And when I bought it, I actually found the exact one, and I found out what it was called, all the data behind it. So I've done that throughout my career. Every time that I find something new, I buy a book on it. Last year, we had a sculpture that we sold to someone in England for about $80,000. The book for that sculptor was like $300. Of course, I'm buying the damn book. I want to learn every single thing about it so that I have the data from experience. But it's also, a lot of people use Live Auctioneers and WorthPoint, 42%. We use both of those. ArtNet, 17%. We use every single pricing resource on this list because we deal with so many different estates. We do estate sales that, we do small estate sales and we do massive estates and everything in between. So it's super important that we know what the Pyrex should sell for, which also sometimes can sell for crazy money, and that we also know the King Louis III, dining table or chair, and what that sells for. Percentage that someone takes from your estate sale is on average 40%. I would agree with this number. I think it's right on par. We do different tiers depending on how much you have, and our commission goes down the more that the estate sale makes. So we do estate sales that we charge anywhere from 50% all the way to 35%, some 30%. It just depends. Every house is different. That's why it's important to get a free consultation. We'll walk through your home, go through with you, see what's there, see what's for sale, see what's not for sale, sit down and show you how our company can help, and then see if we can work together. We like to form a partnership with our clients. We're not just there to just do the job and get out. We're a partner with you to make sure that this estate sale is ran properly and that you get the best return on these items. You're hiring an estate sale company, again, for one thing, and people forget this. A lot of estate sale companies forget this. They start focusing on the side of and I'm not saying anything's bad about this or degrading this in any way, but they focus too much on, oh, we care for your items, we care about your family. Of course we care, of course, but there's this whole other side to it that you're hiring a company to make you money. You're hiring an estate sale company to turn these assets or clear out the house so that you can sell the house, or clear out the house so that you can go live your life and that you're not attached to all these things. Our job is to come in and make that a really clean, easy process. That's why we consider ourselves the most professional in the industry. The average estate sale company, 70% charge clean out services, and we do too. We charge two different fees. We have an estate sale service, and then we also offer clean out services, which we can help with. Most people, when they're doing estate sales, they need to get the house cleaned out so that they could sell the property. So it's super important that you know that that trash removal service is usually a separate fee. On top of that, there's 43% of companies charge for advertising services. We do not charge extra for advertising. We do not charge extra for disposal, like chemical and stuff like that, unless there's a lot of things that need to be disposed of. We don't charge a moving fee. We don't charge a consignment moving. We have the estate sale service, and then we have our clean out service. The estate sale service is 2 fees, which you'll see when you bring us out for our free consultation. And then the clean out service is a separate fee. And both of those things vary on how much stuff there is in the home. What's the value? What's the time that it's going to take to set all of that up and run the estate sale? So average time to set up a sale, this is a super interesting stat. 9 days to set up an estate sale. Average time from 1,000 companies said 9 days is the average to set up an estate sale. Setup, staging. I don't know why that's messing up. Second day, we do pricing. Third day, we have quality control. Come out to the home, check both of those things. Is the sale set up per Aaron's estate sale standards? And then is the pricing exactly right? And that's where our appraiser comes out and views what happened on these 2 days. They make any corrections. They actually report the corrections to the office every week. And we have a statistic on how much was corrected and how much was great, so that the team knows, okay, we're moving in the right direction. But we always make sure we have this QC point, the quality control, so that everything is always looked over once, looked over twice, double, triple checked. And then on the weekend, that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday, we run the sale. So it's a 1-week process from start to finish. And it's really important that people understand that we get in Monday, set up staging, do all the pricing and advertising the second day, and then run the advertising throughout the week. We also do pre-sale advertising, quality control the third day, and then run the sale Thursday through Sunday. Different days for different sales, but that's the average time it takes our company to set up and run an entire estate sale. People, what we find is that they can't, I've heard estate sale companies that take 3 weeks to do an estate sale. Our clients cannot be out of their house for 3 weeks. Like, most of our clients need either to move that house quicker, someone's living there, but they don't have the time to sit there. So they love our process. Our team is highly trained on getting in there and getting the job done right the first time. So huge important, 9 days is just the average time on this list to set up an estate sale, and it's too long per what we do. Email subscriber list, 30% don't even send emails. 30% don't send emails to their customers every single week. 72% say yes, they do. We have a huge email subscriber list that's really nationwide. We have people on there from overseas as well that buy things online. And it's really important to be able to send those new sales. A lot of people don't check the internet for estate sales every week. They're not looking for them, but when they pops up in their inbox, they can say, oh, I'd like that, that, and that. It kind of interrupts their day and it gives them something to look forward to over the weekend. So the internet, the online marketing is hugely important. 82% of people that replied on this say they use estatesales.net. This is an estatesales.net survey sent out to only companies that use estatesales.net, so I don't understand that. Company website, 30%, same thing like we were talking about. If you have 10 companies that you're interviewing, 30% don't even have their own website. That's alarming to me. If I'm a consumer, if I'm trying to hire an estate sale company or even go somewhere, I'm checking them out online. I'm going to their website. I'm going to see their social media is what they're doing. 30% of companies don't even have a website. And the most common reasons for having an estate sale, 49% of estate sale companies that answered the survey said due to death, and 46% said moving or downsizing. Those are the two largest reasons why people need to have an estate sale. Somebody passes away and the family needs to clear out the home, and also downsizing, moving across country. We've done a lot of executives that are moving, that get transferred state to state, people that move to Florida. You can have an estate sale in any situation where you have a full house contents worth of stuff that needs to be sold. these other things, divorce is less than is 0.1%. So not a lot of divorce sales, surprisingly. And every time we've done one, it can be a little sticky sometimes. So also hoarding, 7% said hoarding is another common reason for having an estate sale. The minimum here, there's the minimum amount required to have an estate sale. So I'll tell you this, the average estate sale that we do makes $15,000 to $20,000 in gross revenue. The average estate sale, I believe, is $15,000 to $20,000 worth of value inside an average person's home. So it's important that if you have a full house worth of stuff, we've done sales anywhere from $5,000 to $250,000 over the course of a weekend. And so we do the whole range, and on any given weekend we could have a sale that does $4,000, a sale that does $50,000, a sale that does $80,000, a sale that does $15,000. But the average is right around this right here, $15,000 to $20,000 in estate sale value inside of someone's home. That's a great statistic, super important to know, because a lot of people just think they have junk. A lot of people, somebody passes away or they're moving and they see the stuff every day. So they're like, this stuff doesn't have any value, or this, nobody would buy this, or I don't know how to sell it, or things like that. And that's why people hire an estate sale company, so that we can take that property in the matter of 1 week's time, turn that into cash, and then get you moved on with that property. We're doing a house in Birmingham, Michigan. I just got an email today where they need to, all of a sudden, they need to be out in a week because they need, the real estate sold, and those people want occupancy immediately. So we're going to be able to go in and do that sale quickly, and then they can move on with their process. That's what an estate sale company is supposed to help you do. Move on with your process, get a move on with it, and get that whole cycle completed so that you can sell the property and you can move on. I said that like 3 times, move on. But it's true. And so an estate sale company that wants to prolong the process, it's not okay. We're there to service our customers and make sure that you have a seamless transition. You can sell your property, you can move your personal belongings out, we can hold the estate sale, we can clean out the property, you don't have to lift a finger, and then you can hand over keys the next day. That's the process. So 11% said they turned down sales in the past year. 83% said, 89% of companies said they turned down sales in the past year. So as we did, sometimes it's just not worth having an estate sale. We find that if somebody is calling and they don't have enough for an estate sale, that's where we offer them other solutions. That's where we offer them a clean out solution or things like that. So top reasons for turning down estate sale: too few items in the home. 89% of people said that they turned down, 89% of these 1,000 companies or so said they turned down an estate sale in the past year. The top reasons for turning down an estate sale is too few items. What I like to do if a client doesn't have enough items for an estate sale and they need help moving that, usually somebody hires us because they don't personally want to do it, they don't know how to do it, or they need help. So I hate walking out of a client's home saying, sorry, you don't have enough. Good luck. So we'll offer other services. We'll offer clean out services. If there's any smaller items that can be purchased, we'll do that. We'll offer them another estate sale company that maybe can handle their job that doesn't have so much overhead. But the majority of what we do if somebody doesn't have an estate sale is really give them a quote for a clean out, because what we deal with is people need to sell that house, so they need it emptied. It says on here the third top reason for turning down an estate sale is too much potential drama. That's super interesting. I mean, obviously you're dealing with clients who have family members, and if somebody passed away, you're in a really tough time in someone's life. And so we like to be the help flow. We like to be the ones that come in and help through that process so that you guys can move on to the next step. We don't usually, I'm sure we have, but we don't usually turn down sales because of too much potential drama. 52% of estate sale companies say they turn down sales because they're just too busy. They don't have enough people. They don't have enough staff. They don't have their training programs in place. They're too busy, so they turn down sales. We have the capability of doing as many sales as we need to do because we have our training program straight. We're building out a training center in Michigan, actually, so as we do new locations, we'll send staff to Michigan for training, and they'll actually work on the field, and they'll work so they know exactly what they're doing when they walk into a home for the first time and how to execute properly for that client. Training staff is super important. Obviously, that's an internal thing, but it affects our clients because it offers them the best service in the industry. We were talking earlier about the average estate sale, and I told you that our average estate sale, Aaron's estate sales, was $15,000 to $20,000 in gross revenue for an estate sale. That's the average amount that's inside someone's home. That is right on par with the gross sales on average. Per this survey, were about $20,000. So the average estate sale in America has a good $15,000 to $20,000 worth of value in it. This is crazy to me. Credit cards at estate sale. So we take cards and cash when we do your estate sale. We will do credit cards and we charge no fee to the customers. And we also take cash. We obviously don't do checks. We'll do Cash App. I think you can even through Square now, maybe even do Bitcoin or something like that. But 10% say they just don't do credit cards, it's cash only. And when I was down in Florida, I saw that a lot. I saw a lot of people that were just cash only. And I just don't, especially in 2022, not a lot of people carry cash with them. So it's a huge mistake as an estate sale company. If you're hiring for an estate sale company, make sure that they have that system and process set up right. When we give our client report out, we'll have a line item for each day. So we'll say this much we took in cash, this much we took in card, this much was the day total, alongside with all the list of items that sold that day. So it's important to know sales tax is a state-by-state deal. 51% said they have to collect sales tax. In Michigan, I'm not going to give you tax law, but in Michigan, we don't collect sales tax on items that are inside of a client's home. We do have to collect sales tax if we take those items off property. So it's a little bit weird in each area, in each state. So what is done with unsold items? Two things that we do, actually three things are the top things among every other company in America. Dispose of items, trash anything that didn't sell that's trash, that needs to be trashed. Donate items, 74%, including us, donate anything that can be donated. And then anything that the clients don't want us to remove from the home, we'll leave with them. And like I said, we do our estate sales with two different services, the estate sale and the clean out. We have about 30% of our clients that don't need a clean out. They don't want to clean out. They want to deal with it themselves. They have their own family that can help dispose of the items. They don't want to do the extra fee for that. So, but about 70% or 60% of our clients do need clean out service. They're moving out of state. They're not going to be around. So we'll help with the whole process on that. Payment delivered 8 days is the average after a client gets paid after their estate sale. Ours is about 3-4 days. We also do the clean out sometimes, so sometimes it's after that clean out process. If you have a house full of stuff, you can obviously donate everything. You can clean everything out. We can help with that process if you don't want to do it yourself. You can have an estate sale. You can try to do it by yourself. I think it's a huge error to try to do it by yourself unless you're trained. And every single week we deal with people and we know exactly what they're willing to pay. And we know how to price items so that they're fair market value. Fair market value is what somebody else is willing to pay and what two parties are willing to exchange for an item. You don't obviously have to do an estate sale, but you'll never believe the things that we find inside of people's homes that people don't put a lot of value on that end up being really valuable. They'll be concerned about china sets, or there'll be people that we go into their homes, they'll be concerned about the dishware or the crystal glasses, and sure, there's absolutely some crystal that's worth a ton of money. But all of a sudden what we find is in the tools or in the basement and storage, there was the things from Disney that you guys got when you went in the 60s that are sitting there in a box that are all of a sudden worth thousands of dollars a piece now. Usually what happens in an estate sale is that it's the weird things, it's the unknown things, it's the rare things that are worth a lot of money. And a regular person's not going to know about those things because they're rare, because they're unusual, unless they're in the market. So I always suggest even having an estate sale company, even if you're thinking about doing it yourself, have an estate sale company come out and give you a quote. The other last tip, one of the last things I'll say, is that if I was hiring an estate sale company for myself, the one thing I would do is I would go to estate sale companies' estate sales. I would go to the estate sales, see how they conduct business, see what they're doing every day, or how they treat their clients and customers, and how they price the items, and how they treat the home, because that's going to give you an exact view of what you're hiring for. Sometimes I tell people this and they're like, no, I won't do that. No, I don't need to do that. And I'm like, dude, you're literally going to pay this person thousands and thousands of dollars out of this estate sale. That one action of going to their estate sale is going to show you everything about how they're going to handle your home. Same thing, like you never know what could be valuable. So there's a lot of homes that we do that are smaller estate sales. There's a lot of homes that are bigger estate sales, but sometimes it's one item. Sometimes it's one thing that ends up being a ton of value. One painting, one piece of jewelry, one piece of art, one piece of furniture that's been in grandma's basement since 1950, and everyone sat at it on every graduation or every party throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, and it just looks like a piece of grandma's furniture at this point. And all of a sudden, we come in and it's a Danish piece from 1950 and by a special designer, and it's worth $10,000. Like, that's absolutely happened. I walked into a house one time that was full of cats. This house was the worst cat house I've ever seen in my life. And I'm allergic to cats. And of course, since I'm allergic to cats, I always end up walking into cat houses. But this was the worst one, hands down. And I walk in, I can barely breathe. And I look to the right, and I look to the left, and I'm like, holy shit, there is a $15,000 Hans Wagner Papa Bear chair sitting there that's been scratched to hell by cats. And it's like, and all this other amazing furniture around, and we took it out. We were able to do it at auction, and people are just gonna tear it down to the bones anyways. So that chair was still worth $5,000. The credenza was still worth, $8,000. If it was perfect condition, sure, it might have been 20. But you'll never know what could have value. So that's why I always say, have someone out give you an opinion. If you want to get rid of the trash, a lot of companies will tell you, don't get rid of anything. Sure, get rid of the trash, get rid of the stuff that's garbage, absolutely, but have an opinion from somebody and then go from there. There was one other thing I was going to say about this survey. The last question is, maybe not the last question actually, it says, should states regulate the estate sale industry? 60% said no, the states should not regulate, and 40% said yes. So the estate sale industry is unregulated. You can't wait or hope for regulation to have a good service out there in this world. A client has to do their due diligence and make sure they're hiring the right person to do the job, because these people are going to be in your home handling your personal belongings or your family's personal belongings, and it's very sensitive. It's a different business than any other business, and clients are sensitive, clients get emotional, and people get emotional. So whoever you're going to work with has to be a partner in that, making sure that that estate sale is going to be successful. So it's super important that you do your due diligence and interview that company and see their estate sale, see what they're doing, because the state's not going to regulate it. And if you want to wait for that, it's just not going to happen. That's what I have for our estate sale industry survey 2021 that we covered. This survey was done by estatesales.net, not our company. We just go over the results and look into it and give some insight in what this means for our industry. And we can't wait to show you more and more about what we're doing, how we're creating, how we're going to expand nationally, all the training programs that we put in place, our awesome staff, everything that they do, the different roles that we have here. We're always hiring for great, amazing people to be a part of our team. So if that's you, feel free to send me an email, aaron@aaronsestatesales.com. What we also find is as we grow bigger and bigger, a lot of other estate sale company owners that are kind of burned out on it, they'll come in and they'll help with different actions. We have a lot of different roles in our business, from appraiser services to the estate sale leaders or managers that run the estate sales, the estate sale associates, the client services department, our production services, our treasury, our sales department that goes into the homes and talks with the clients, anywhere from up to executives all around the country. As we expand, we're looking for great people. So Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. If you've made it this far, awesome. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to meet you. Send me an email, follow us, like, comment, subscribe, share our content, and we'll talk to you soon.